Welcome back to our series, Common Mistakes in Small Business Importing and How to Avoid Them. I'm Devora from the marketing team here at Freightos, and today we're going to talk about a mistake that we sometimes see, which is letting your supplier ship your goods. Now, it might be a great idea for you to let your supplier take charge of shipping your goods if you have a small shipment, maybe that you're sending on FedEx, a courier shipment, but once you move into freight shipping, it might not be the best idea to do this, even if your supplier sort of offers to take charge of this for you. And this is not because your supplier is trying to cheat you or, not have your best interests at heart, but really it's because an expert in one field is not necessarily an expert in another, right? If you need to get a new pair of glasses, you are not going to go to your dentist, even though they're both medical professionals, right? And there might be some degree of overlap there, right? You're going to want to go to the expert that you need in a particular field, right? So your supplier is hopefully the best supplier you can get. And your shipper, you're going to want to go for a logistics expert most of the time. And that's largely because logistics experts are dealing with so much more volume. They'll likely be able to get you a better price. You'll likely have greater transparency and more control. Okay, so you really want to make sure that you're doing your research, getting a great freight forwarder, a great provider to ship your goods, even if it seems like it might be more convenient to have your supplier do it. One of the reasons that it's so important to think about this and to make sure you're on top of getting a great quote with the right provider is Incoterms. What are Incoterms? Incoterms are legal terms that cover responsibility for your goods at every stage of the game. So you might choose Ex Works Incoterms, which basically means that you, the shipper, are responsible for hiring a freight forwarder to bring your goods all the way from the supplier to the final destination warehouse, or FOB, where responsibility changes somewhere in the middle, or a variety of other Incoterms. So these are basically the foundation of whatever shipping contract you decide on. So when you're talking to a freight forwarder, or even if you're getting a quote from a supplier, make sure you know what Incoterms you're talking about, because if there's confusion about that, you might think that you're getting service that you're not, right? You might think that you have coverage, let's say, all the way to your destination, but you only have it until a point somewhere before then. So it's important when you're getting quotes to be able to compare apples to apples, and that's going to really depend on you knowing what Incoterms you're dealing with. So once again, it's fine to get a quote from your supplier, but understand that you will likely get a better deal with your freight forwarder. So here's what we talked about today. For large shipments, logistics experts usually have better access to pricing. Make sure you understand Incoterms so you can have a productive and clear conversation with your providers. And make sure that you are able to compare your price quotes apples to apples so you really know what service you're getting. Thanks for joining us.